This is a Fox News alert. Hello, everyone. I'm Greg Jarrett, along with Julie Banderas, and Fox News confirming now BP CEO Tony Hayward is stepping down.
Hayward coming under fire for his behavior during the oil leak crisis, of course, for saying things like, "I'd like my life back," and going yachting. No word on a possible replacement thus far.
Monica Langley, a reporter with the Wall Street Journal who's been following this story very closely, joins us now on the telephone from Washington. Monica, what can you tell us?
That Tony Hayward has reached a mutual agreement with the board, which they will decide tomorrow on whether he will step down. I mean, they've worked it out, and now it's got to come to a vote at a board meeting tomorrow. And I can tell you that the new CEO is expected to be Bob Dudley. He is the man who has taken over the Gulf Coast operation after Tony Hayward went back to England after his tough performance before a congressional inquiry.
Monica, it is fair to say, I think, that Tony Hayward was a bit gaffe-prone, and those gaffes incensed a great many people who have been direly affected by the oil spill. Was that what led to his departure?
Clearly that contributed to it, Greg. The guy was making a lot of PR mistakes at a time when the Gulf Coast was suffering tremendously. Before this accident on April 20th, he was considered a brainy geologist who was leading a successful turnaround of BP. Of course, that all changed when the well exploded and the rig sank on April 20th. So clearly there was a lot of pressure on him. I think he and the board decided that for BP to go forward and repair its relations and its brand, he had to step down.
What about Bob Dudley, assuming indeed that he is the person who will take over? He's been described as well-suited for the job, even-tempered, a good delegator. We know anything more about him?
Yes, the biggest factor is that he's an American. So that is a strong signal for BP to put an American in charge of a British company. And the other factor is he was raised in Mississippi when his dad was in the Navy. And so he comes with some good credibility just from his own background. Of course, he also is an engineering type, and he is highly regarded within the company as someone who can work well in difficult situations and bring consensus.
BP may be handling the cleanup operation, but it's being overseen by the U.S. government. Did the Obama administration say, this guy's got to go? Do we know if they had a hand in Hayward's departure?
I spoke with someone at the White House today who said that it was the board's decision to replace Hayward. We do know, as you've noted, that the White House clearly disapproved of Hayward, not only his gaffes, but also his management of the crisis, when at the beginning he tried to go it alone before the administration then jumped in, and has taken over much of the response.
And it's fair to say, is it not, Monica, that if BP wants to continue to operate in American waters, they have to please this administration. And if the administration is displeased with the person who's at the top of BP, that plays a role.
For sure. I mean, BP is wanting the moratorium on new drilling in the Gulf to be lifted. It wants to continue to be able to work in the Gulf, and it is currently the biggest producer in the Gulf of Mexico. Right. So it's a big source of income for BP, and they would not like to see it ended. But, of course, they say now that the most important thing is to contain the spill and then to clean it up.
Well, Tony Hayward is getting his wish. He'll get his life back. Monica Langley with the Wall Street Journal. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.